Welcome. You're listening to The Aligned Self, Conversations in Creating a Conscious and Abundant Life. This is Daniel Denovi. I'll be your guide and host. Let's see just where we can take this. Hello, friend, and welcome back to the conversation. I've been in conversation with various clients and people around the world, and there's been a recurring theme, so I thought I'd talk about it here. When people talk to me, they think that they're giving me an accounting of the way things are and why they are the way they are, but it's essentially a story. And I touched upon this in the previous episode about the past, that the past and the future are not real. That it is in our retelling of it that actually makes it real, revivifies it, recalls it into the present. Now, law of attraction says that we attract that which we focus on. Where we spend our energy, what we're a vibrational match for, is what shows up. And when we give an accounting of the things or the circumstances that we do not desire, we really don't want, that's where our energy is. And we are actually casting a spell, scripting for the universe to attract more. And while I've touched upon this many times before, I'm going to talk about it once again, maybe with a little bit different slant. And that is, you actually want to tell the story of how you want it to be, even though it sounds delusional in the face of what seems to be currently going on. Remember, what's currently showing up in your life, or what has just shown up in your life, is ancient history. It's a result of past thoughts, past thinking, past vibrational offerings, or energy that you put out in the world, and that's what you're present to. But how we are right now, our present moment, is our point of power. So where we focus our energy, what story we tell right now, is what we're attracting, what's unfolding, what we're calling forth from the universe. Now, all manifestations at any given moment are already manifested. The moment you have a thought, the moment you have a contracted thought, the opposite of it is created, because we are in a dualistic universe. We're in a dualistic universe in order to experience. So God is all that is, can experience the universe. And so there's always the flip side of whatever you're offering up. All vibrations, all manifestations are available energetically as information out in the universe. You could consider all those energetic manifestations, all those aspects out there, as probable realities. And so with that said, and this is a little bit different twist on it, is you don't actually manifest anything. You actually are a vibrational match for what's already out there, and you draw it to you. And so at the very initial stage of it, actually telling the story, having the thoughts of what you do want to occur, is the action to take. And then aligning your vibration with that story, acting as if it's already happened. And in the words of Neville Goddard, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, this is a little bit different take on it, because a lot of people think that they're manifesting, drawing things to them, that they are the active ingredient, when actually you want to create a vacuum for it. You actually want to, when you create and tune in to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, there is a vacuum there, because what you're drawing to you is a vibrational match to it. You are the magnet drawing it to you. And so the difference of you're actually manifesting it is the same as what Einstein said when he asked the conductor on the train, "What time does Zurich arrive at this train?" Because the illusion is that the train is moving towards Zurich, or is Zurich moving towards the train? It's all relative, and Einstein's famous for his theory of relativity. But thinking this way goes against the grain of the material world. We're actually investing ourselves in the quantum realm when we talk about that, when we talk about the relative distance or drawing things to us. That is quantum physics. But most of us don't live in the quantum realm. We live in the material world. And so to say something like, "What time does Zurich arrive at this train?" seems linguistically incorrect. When we think about drawing manifestations to us, it feels linguistically incorrect, because we have the natural question, well, where are they coming from? And who's making them? Who's paying for them? because from our current perspective, we can hardly wrap our head around the idea of it coming to us that easily. We get caught up in the how of it, and the how of it is actually the last thing we want to consider. I've said before that there's only 3 ways to manifest, achieve, do anything, and that is you need the how to, the want to, and the opportunity to. In the crime world, think of it as motive, means, and opportunity. If you don't have one of the 3, then more than likely you could not or would not have committed the crime. And so they look for, do you have the motive, means, and opportunity? Now, we get caught up in the idea that if we have the how, if we know how, then we'll have the desire. It seems possible. We'll do it. But if we don't have the how, then we create a lot of doubt for ourselves. You see, the great equalizer in the manifesting realm, that is, if we have a big enough why, we will generate the how. We will generate the opportunity. You see, desire is the great equalizer. But most people, unless they know how, they don't have the desire. It creates a lot of doubt for them. So we want to give up knowing how. We want to give up the opportunity for it, and we want to focus on generating the desire for it. How bad do you want it? How much fun will you have in the having of it? What kind of adventure can you have in the creating it? The adventure is you controlling or mastering your thoughts and offering up the vibration that is in alignment with your desired manifestation, your desired circumstances. That's your only job. You leave the details up to the universe. The only job you have is to be a vibrational match for the desired outcome. And more often than not, that means a level of joy, a level of excitement, anticipation, wonder, awe. I wonder how it's going to come together. Isn't it just amazing that my future is happening now? Isn't it wonderful how the momentum is carrying me forward, drawing all that I want, all that I desire into my physical existence? I love how each and every day I become more and more aligned with God. God is all that is. So if you're telling the story of how things are not the way you want them, if you're telling the story or giving the rationale, the reasons why things have happened the way they happened, you're actually recreating or regenerating that very result again and again. You're the vibrational match for the thing that you don't want. So tell a different story. Tell it the way you want it, and keep telling it the way you want it. But if your reality is seemingly staring you in the face and you can't get around that, acknowledge it. Acknowledge it that it isn't what you desired. But rather than state it as a matter of fact, state it as a seeming. It seems as if this is not going well. It seems like my story is not supporting me. I realize that this is old programming. What I'm now calling forth is this and that in amazing results. I know it's coming to me now. Moment by moment, I become more of a vibrational match for that which I desire. You see, this is very closely aligned with the quote from Henry Ford, the automobile manufacturing magnate. He said, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. Because he got it. He got that you create your reality based on what you're focusing on. And then again, in the words of Yoda, the Master Sage, Jedi Knight, there is no such thing as try. Either do or do not. You see, when you're trying to do something, trying to manifest, trying to create, it implies failure. You've heard it. I'll try it, but it implies that you're not going to do it. So there is no try. You either do it or do not. Because you can't try to take anything. It doesn't imply action. It implies a weak intention. And so will you create the reality that you want? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm putting the energy there. I'm doing it as we speak. It is showing up right now. So I think you got it. This was a short one, but tell the story of how you want it to be, not how you don't want it to be. Tell the story of your reality fulfilled. Until next time, this is your friend and host, Daniel Danovi, urging you to follow your bliss. Live your life from inner signals. Be inner directed as you engage in the epic adventure.